Right, we are preparing to live stream. That's cool, Lynn. Just getting started. Well, you're in a good place. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Speakeasy Cafe. Janelle Anderson here. I'm so excited to be here to share with you another amazing tip on coaching. So that's what we do in the Speakeasy Cafe. We talk about the coaching business and how to really scale your business and be profitable. I am Janelle Anderson. I'm called the Virtual Events Visionary. I teach people how to do online events and also to speak on podcasts and summits because, in my opinion, that's the best way to attract to yourself your dream clients and start making a steady stream of income as well and get yourself out there and be found by your clients and your people. So in the Speakeasy Cafe, we have a theme every month, and the theme for February has been diving into the current coaching trends. What's hot in the coaching industry so that you can tap into it and make sure you leverage it in your business. So today's trend is what they call hybrid, although it's not the normal hybrid we think about. Often we think about hybrid being a session where you coach and you teach, but this has to do with how the industry has changed from in-person coaching. When I started 10 years ago, you either coached on the phone or in person. And of course, a lot of people still do that. But the online world, especially since COVID, has just blown up, right? So people are on Zoom all the time. And the coaching trend in the industry is to coach people on Zoom because you still get that face-to-face connection and you can still see body language and all those kinds of things that really are important in a coaching session. So it's taking that piece of in-person and taking it online where you have that convenience of being able to coach people anytime, anywhere. They can just hop on Zoom and you don't have to have an office space or a place to meet with them. And you can take on clients from all over the world. So I want to take that trend and apply it to taking the online world another step further, and not just in coaching sessions, but in creating your own live workshops where you can connect with a group of people, deliver great value, make that same face-to-face connection, help them get to know you, and then make an offer from there into your coaching program. And so many people are not taking advantage of this amazing tool, this amazing world that we're in now where we can reach people all over the world in a live event. And the event industry is just blowing up. So that's why I love to talk to coaches about creating their own workshops. Today, I want to focus in on ways that you can take the connection piece that's really hot and use that in your workshops, because this is why people go to live events or it's live, but it's online. But this is why people are attending events so much, is one of the main reasons. When I ask people, why do you go to events? What is it about going to events that draws you? One of the top reasons that they tell me is that making those connections. They want to learn something new, but they also want to connect to other people. They want to meet other people. They want to see other people. They want to have that face-to-face connection. And so in your workshops, it's really important to not just give people information, right? People can get information anywhere. They can get it online. They can read books. They can go to YouTube. They can watch videos. They can, just, get information just anywhere. So it's not so much the information that people are going to events for. It's the connection and taking that information and using it to actually make a difference in their businesses, to actually engage and interact with the host around the information so that they can make it their own. So I want to just dive into that piece of it so that you can know how to intentionally design interactive, engaging segments within your workshop, because it builds deeper connections with people and it makes people just want to come back for more, and they get to know you, right? That's one of the best parts of an event online. That's one of the things, my favorite things I think about running an online event is kind of that connection, that community that forms within that event. Even if it's 2 hours, there's connections made and people get to know one another and they feel like they're part of something bigger. And they feel like they've found a place where they belong. And if you can create that kind of atmosphere and environment in your workshops, then people will keep coming back to you. So I'm just going to give you like 4 ways that you can create that kind of interactive energy that really people enjoy inside of a workshop. One is to do interactive breakouts. Now you guys are probably used to coming to Zoom and been in a lot of events that have breakout rooms. It's a big part of it, and Zoom has this capacity. So make your breakout rooms have a purpose. Don't just send people to breakout rooms and say, go talk to each other. Have a purpose for them. Start your session with a small breakout room to get to know one another and make it like a networking event. Tell them before they go in, here's a question to answer inside your breakout room so that you can get to know one another. Or maybe you give them an assignment. They're working on a certain exercise that's a part of your content, and you have them go into a breakout room to share what they came up with and give each other feedback. So many different things you can do, but make it intentional, give them something to do in that breakout. And then when they come back, then you can have a live Q&A session, which is the second interactive element. You could say, welcome back. How was that? I would love to have you guys raise your hands and let me know what came out of that session for you. What did you learn about each other? How was that for you? Do you have any questions? And from there, that can become a hot seat coaching opportunity. When people start to ask questions, you can ask them, hey, would you be willing to dive into this a little bit more so everyone can learn? And you kind of coach that person for a few minutes in the hot seat. And what that does is it showcases your coaching ability in front of everyone. When you can sit there and coach somebody around one thing that they just did, some kind of insight they just had, the people watching are like, wow, that's cool. I want to work with her. So you can combine a Q&A session and have it like kind of go into a hot seat coaching, or you can actually just tell people we're going to have a hot seat coaching, and I'm going to ask for a volunteer who would like to talk through what we just discussed and let me coach you a little bit around that, or let me help you to develop whatever it is they're working on. For example, in mine, often they are working on maybe their offer that they're going to offer in a workshop, or maybe they're working on their content or their message or the story they're telling. And I've sent them into breakout rooms to work on a story, for example. And they share their stories with each other, and then they come back into the big room, and I might say, hey, could I have a volunteer, somebody that would be willing to share their story here, and I can coach you around it a little bit, and then everyone can learn. And so, somebody will volunteer and jump in, and that's a really special kind of thing to do inside your workshop. Another thing, this is the third one. The third one is movement moments. People will actually retain what you share with them, the content you share with them, much better if after you've taught a segment, you have them do some kind of movement. So it's been proven through, a lot of research has shown us that embodied cognition shows that movement, whether it's stretching, a few jumping jacks, maybe a dance party, or even just moving your arms, let's just, kind of like settle that in and let's move our arms a little bit. You can do something very, very simple, but what that does is it boosts the memory retention by increasing the blood flow and engaging in multiple neural pathways. And that small burst of activity can help that information you just shared with them stick with them. And it wakes them up, right? It keeps them moving. So it's really easy to incorporate a real quick little movement moment. And then the fourth idea is improv. This is one of my favorites. You can spice up your sessions with just a touch of improv, engaging in spontaneous exercises or, on the spot storytelling. It not only creates a fun, dynamic atmosphere, but it sparks creativity. So one of the things I've done is I will say to them, especially if we're practicing speaking, for example, speaking techniques or spontaneously being able to talk on a topic in the moment. That's a skill, right? So I'll tell them, go grab something on your desk and just start telling a story about it. Just make something up. And it's really super fun to do that. Another thing I've done is I'll have a set of slides, just pictures, and I'll show the pictures and I'll say, okay, everybody just share. We're going to go one at a time and just pop in here and share what using your five senses, what you feel, what you might feel or smell or hear inside this scene. And that gives them practice with bringing in all the five senses when they're speaking or talking or storytelling. So it sparks creativity. It helps to break the ice and make people feel comfortable and start to loosen up and have fun. Studies in creative education have shown us that improv encourages out of the box thinking. And it also helps reduce that self-consciousness. It also helps to foster deeper connections between your participants because they're all kind of doing this fun thing together. One spontaneous thing that I used to do in one of my events was what I called silly selling. And I would give them a bunch of different things they were going to go try to sell to each other, like fuzzy pizza or, floppy phone or, just really kind of funny things. And they had to sell that item to the other person in the room and make it sound really intriguing, right? Just to get over the fear of selling and making a sale. We just made it fun. And that just helped them to become more connected to each other because they had fun, but they were also kind of helping each other get over that fear. So it's a playful approach and it can lead to a lot of surprising insights and also a more engaging experience for your people. So those are my 4 tips for you today to make your workshops interactive and take advantage of that new trend or, evolving trend in the coaching industry. Have interactive breakouts, do live Q&A sessions and hot seat coaching, movement moments, and improv. So your tip today, it's a simple next step I'd love for you to take away from the Speakeasy Cafe today. For your next online workshop, pick one of those elements, whether it's a breakout session, a movement moment, Q&A, or hot seat coaching, or an improv, and build it into your content for your workshop, into your agenda. Experiment with that feature. Get feedback from the people, ask them how that was for them, and just watch and see how it changes the room, how it changes the energy in the room. And remember, even a small tweak can make a really big difference in how your audience experiences your session. So let's embrace this hybrid coaching. Let's embrace the online world and keep up with the coaching industry and set yourself apart as an innovative coach, somebody that people want to work with. Take advantage of the power of online workshops to draw your people to you. Your people are looking for you. And by showing up and hosting events, you help them to find you. And along with that, I want to invite you, if you really want to learn how to do workshops really well, I do have a free one this week. Actually, it's this Wednesday. It's a free workshop called the Virtual Edge Workshop. And you can actually scan this code here on my screen, or I will drop the link in the chat. And it's free. It's called Virtual Edge. And the link is just virtualedgeworkshop.com. We're going to do this on Wednesday. I'd love to see you there. And in that workshop, I'm going to dive into a lot more. I'm going to give you my Virtual Edge workshop formula. And we're going to go through that and you'll start to work on your own pieces for your workshop, especially if you've never done one. And you'll be able to ask questions and get feedback, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will come share that with me. That's going to be an amazing time with me. So thank you so much. We're going to hang out here and have a Q&A time. And I'm just going to stop the live stream. So if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for